just chatting.
All right. All right, so thank you for those who are with us today. We're going to talk about a very important topic, which is your commitment. So, over the past 5 sessions, we've had little tasters of each capability. And today, you are going to choose and commit to developing one capability that is your priority. So, before I talk, I'd like to hear from each of you present here today. From everything we've seen so far, what is your priority? So, see if you can remember the capabilities that we've talked about. And I'd like to hear from each of you, one after the other. If you can mention the capability that you're going to choose to prioritize over the next 3 months and what this capability means to you. So there's no right or wrong answer, but it's what you've perceived and understood of this capability as being important for you in your current life. So, who already has a good little idea of what they're going to focus on?
It seems Rishi is trying to talk, but Rishi, your microphone are still not working.
Oh, Rishi, maybe you can write it in the chat and we'll read it out loud for you.
We have got
All right.
Deborati as well. Hi, Deborati. Quickly.
So, who has
Hi,
an idea of
Deborati.
their priorities? Everyone should choose one capability from the 5 capabilities that we've talked about that they're going to focus on over the next 3 months that's going to help them develop into a better leader, a better professional. It'll help you on your personal level as well. So, which capability was the most inspiring or motivating for you? Oh, I see Marketa has her hand up.
I will start. So I was very lucky as I was attending a GIMET's course. I have also been lucky to got a good mentor who is GIMET herself. And been encouraged to work more on my career intelligence, namely Gimet, as you remember, she came up with the idea of coming through, of creating the digital self, digital persona. And she said, let's do this challenge of creating one post for yourself on LinkedIn every day. So my goal for next 3 months will be to work on my personal branding as an entrepreneur, and that's what I will be doing. So the next 3 months, personal branding and use of LinkedIn, more use of LinkedIn, and the person I will work on this too will be Gimet. So that's mine. Thank you.
Thank you, Marketa. Thank you for sharing. I'm looking forward to working with this together. Akshar, we'd love to hear from you.
So my area of emphasis would be towards cultural intelligence, where you had expressed culture as the software of the mind, a way of operating and relating with others by being conscious of one's assumption and that of the others. The
Yeah.
point which mainly intrigued me a lot out there was, as I had I texted you also a few days back about the different ideologies of the people. How do you get to understand and how do you get to synchronize with people of different ideologies and schools of belief? So my area of emphasis would be towards that.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I've written that down. We're going to go deeper with it a little bit later. I'd like to hear from the other participants on their capability that they want to focus on. Yes, Rishi, let's see if we can hear you.
No, Rishi, it's not coming out. Do you want to
Rishi,
maybe just
try to
take out?
unplug it. Try to unplug it. Try to um it's unplugged already. What about through your phone? You want to try to maybe join through your phone instead of your computer?
Okay, Akash, did you want to unmute yourself?
Yes, if my priority is focused on a little bit of personal branding on LinkedIn as well as Marketa, and the most this the professional you
The
to make it.
professional you. Very good.
Yes.
So, the activities we saw together over the past few weeks are examples of how you can develop the capability. And if you want to develop your professional intelligence, there's many ways you can do this. Personal branding is one of them, and it's not the only one. So, very good. So, your professional intelligence, very clear. Basant, do you want to share with us? Okay, Debaroti? Is there anyone else that we're missing?
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, for me it will be professional you because I want to be more professional.
Very good. Perfect. Thank you. Who else hasn't spoken?
Maybe we can check with Basant one more time because his device was working good. Basant, do you want to try again?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
we
you're
can hear
audible.
Hello. Actually, my network is. I'm having network issue here. It's raining outside. Hello, can you
Okay.
hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yeah, I want to I want to focus on more professional you, like in a particular way. Oh, hello. Yeah.
Very good. Okay, perfect.
Hello.
Professional. Thank you.
Hello.
Yes,
Yeah.
we can hear you. All right. So thank you for all of those who clarified and shared their priority. As a reminder, we have growth mindset that we saw in the first week, career intelligence we saw in the second week. Then we spoke about digital intelligence, cultural intelligence, and influence, which is also leadership that we spoke about last week. So right now we have 3 candidates for career and professional intelligence and 1 candidate for cultural intelligence. So very good. It's very good to be clear on our intention. So I'm going to tell you a few things on the power of commitment. So what you just did, each of you here today, was set an intention for yourself, having a clear intent. When we want to develop any skill in life, it's first very important to clarify what our needs are and what tools we have to meet those needs. And formulating it, so either verbalizing it by sharing it orally, like you all did, or in writing, like we're going to see today, is very powerful because it's taking your idea from something that's kind of vague and that hasn't been put in words to something that's very tangible, either a conversation, either a text that you write, and it makes your commitment that much more solid because it's been verbalized using words and phrases that you've chosen yourself. And then the third step of commitment is holding ourselves accountable. And the best way to do this is by having a buddy or a mentor that will help you and that you will meet regularly to have some checkpoints throughout your journey in your own development. Because often, if we just hold ourselves accountable to ourselves, we have a tendency to make a lot of promises to ourselves as humans and then to not keep the promises we make to ourselves. We may be very good at telling a friend we're going to meet them at a certain place and a certain time and always follow up on our commitments to others. But we have a very vicious tendency to say we're going to do something for ourselves and then to say, it'll be okay, I'll do it later. Whereas we would never do this to someone else. So that's why we're going to have a buddy and mentorship system to help us in this commitment journey. So today, the importance of this session is to introduce to you your personal growth commitment profiles. So you should all have an Excel sheet in your folders, and I'm going to walk you through these sheets that you're going to be working on over the next few months. So these sheets are yours. They're very personal. You can write your ideas, your dreams, your commitments in these. So they start with a clear definition of success. I don't know if you remember, we saw this over the first 2 sessions. What does success mean to you? And for each and every single person in the world, success may mean something completely different. So it starts with an introspection on what leading and living a meaningful life might mean for each of you. So the space in green is really for you to formulate what success means to you. And rather than looking at your whole life, we're going to focus right now on the next 3 months, which is a very realistic time span to look at as a student on top of that. And then we are going, each of us, to choose a capability. So you've started doing this today by formulating your priority. And you can also base your chosen capability on the profile and the test that you have all taken. Then we have in the Excel sheet a little reminder of each capability. So for example, the learner you, which is developing your growth mindset, shows that your current priority is to develop focus and commitment that will lead to mastery. It's about choosing learning over perfection and creating connections through common interests rather than flattery. And it's about always continuing to seek refinement. So if you're someone that has a tendency to feel stuck or to feel like other people maybe have more talent than you, or that your talent is limited and that you can't grow, this is a capability that might be important to explore. A little parenthesis is we all need to work on all the capabilities, and we can keep exploring, deepening our understanding of them forever until our last breath. But we also each have one thing that might be our priority at the moment. So for example, in the learner you, the growth mindset, one of the activities we saw is learning from a challenging situation. And rather than seeing it as an obstacle, seeing a challenging situation as a learning opportunity to grow. So that's just a reminder so that we can refresh our minds. The professional you is developing your career intelligence. It's really about boosting your confidence, putting yourself out there. As we mentioned, it's embracing career design over planning, so consciously crafting what a meaningful career will mean to you and cultivating your network and your connections. And we saw this through the example of personal branding, having a clear message, a clear audience, and a clear vision of ourselves that we want to communicate. The explorer you is your cultural intelligence that we're going to be exploring with Akshar, but also with anyone else who wishes to join this intelligence. It's really, as we saw 2 or 3 weeks ago, about first and foremost building our self-awareness and becoming aware of our own biases about other cultures, generations, religions, etc. It's very much about embracing discomfort. I remember in this session we had, it didn't feel very comfortable for all of us to express the stereotypes or the biases we may have in life, but we all have biases, and becoming aware of them can help us grow in our cultural intelligence. And then, of course, it's about seeking diversity and putting ourselves out there to connect with different cultures and people who are different from us. So an activity, as you can see on the right, to develop your cultural intelligence is to start by exploring personal biases. The digital you is your digital intelligence, and it's about using technology with consideration of its possibilities and its limits. And it's about learning how to build meaningful connections by using those digital tools that we have in the 21st century. And an activity we saw for this is becoming an expert in a selected digital tool that will help you become, for example, the best in your field of study. And then what we saw last week is leadership and influence. And it's very much about communicating as a combination of your intellectual, your emotional, and your social intelligences. And it's using intent and consideration and respect when communicating with others. And last week, we saw how to clarify your values and act in line with them. And that's a recommended but not mandatory activity to develop this skill. So that's just a short reminder so that we're all refreshing our minds. And then the next part is the most important, because this is where you're going to be writing your commitment. So first, once you've identified the capability that you're going to focus on for the next 3 months, you can start finding, crafting, creating, or remembering activities that you're going to use as tools to develop this capability. So you can either choose an activity that we talked about in the sessions together, or you can come up with your own that you feel will be the most accurate for you to develop this capability. So far, so good for everyone? So here, you're going to formulate what you're going to do, what activity you're going to commit to. You can have up to 4 activities so that it's not monotonous. Yes, Rishi, let's hear from you if we can hear your microphone.
Hello, I'm audible.
Yes. Hello.
Hello, ma'am. Uh, so my capabilities which I have chosen is that the virtual you and the leader you.
Okay, very good. If you had to choose one between digital intelligence and leadership, which one would it be?
Leadership.
Leadership. Wonderful. Fantastic. Thanks. So I've written your preference down. Great. So, for example, if Rishi chooses to focus on leadership, here he's going to write which activity. He's going to write 1 to 4 activities that are going to help him develop his leadership over the next 3 months. Then we're going to set a SMART goal. Have you ever heard, any of you, about SMART goals? Yeah? So as a reminder, a SMART goal is asking you 5 very specific questions to make sure that your goal is not vague and that it's specific enough that you can make it become a reality. So if we look on the right part of the screen, so we have SMART stands for specific. So what will you achieve with this activity and what will you do? So it's about really specifying what the activity consists in and what its purpose is. Then the goal should be measurable. What data will you use to measure whether you've attained the goal or not? So for example, if as part of growth mindset, one of your activities is to go out of your comfort zone more often, that's a wonderful concept, but it's just a concept. How are you going to measure that you go out of your comfort zone once a week, for example? Is it I go jogging for 30 minutes? Is it I meet a new person and have a meeting with them once a week? You know, there's millions of ways that we can go out of our comfort zone. And here we're going to determine the indicators and the data that's going to measure our activity and the success of it. Is it achievable? Are you sure you can do this? And do you have the right skills and resources? If you want, as part of your growth mindset, to go out of your comfort zone and you decide to go running 10 times a week, maybe that's not an achievable goal. It's very ambitious, but you might give up pretty quickly because you feel like you have trouble keeping up with 10 running sessions a week, as an example. Is it relevant? Does your goal align with your vision of success that we talked about? And how will achieving it feed your greater vision? And then finally, your SMART goal is always time bound. So here we have set 3 months, but you can have sub goals. Maybe by the end of the month, you want to achieve this. By the end of July, you want to achieve that. So in the green session, in the middle, you're going to determine yourself how your goal is going to be SMART and how you're going to achieve it. So this is very personal for each of you. There's no right or wrong answer. It's whatever feels right, achievable, and a little bit challenging. So you have to find the right balance between something that's ambitious and realistic. Then comes the commitment part. So the commitment part, as we saw, is going to involve someone else who is going to hold you accountable for your goals. So we invite you to choose a person. This can be a peer at university. It can be someone that you trust in your family and that you look up to. It can be a close friend. And this is really about leading by example. So we wrote a little tip on the right cell, which says that being a leader is not about being isolated, but about inspiring others to grow through your own actions. And by committing with this person, you're both helping yourselves grow and take your leadership and your potential to the next level. Okay, so ideally the person that you commit to should themselves also have a growth commitment that's going, so it's going to be you're mirroring each other and supporting each other in your growth. Okay, if you have any questions at this point, feel free to unmute yourselves. We're a very small group today, so we can have the liberty of speaking up whenever we want. Great. And then, very importantly, is having a way, a healthy way to celebrate your achievements. So you can determine here how you're going to celebrate and reward yourself for achieving your goals. This is very important, and choose something that's really going to motivate you and be very symbolic of your success. So this is going to stay with you for at least the next 3 months. So you can take some time this week to craft this, to really find something that's motivating and inspiring for you, and to identify your partner in crime for this journey. And then yes, Marketa.
Gimet, sorry, after you finish, I think we should make it clear to everyone that this can sound very overwhelming, and I want everybody to know that this is a process that we work on, each of us individually, also as part of our company, for a while, and it's not easy. And as after Gimet will finish the presentation, you will also get to pair with us individually. So one of you will be assigned to Gimet, one of you will be assigned to me, one of you to Gunjan, one of you to Disha, and we will have separate one-to-one meetings to help you with this activity. So this is a very difficult task. So please don't think that we are now dumping something on you which you will be handling alone, because even me myself, I have a coach, some person who helps me go through my goals, helps me define my activities, helps me define, who holds me accountable. So it's not something that you are expected to do alone. So I just wanted to tell you that relax, listen to Gimet, and please know that we will then speak more about how this will be done with us supporting you on that journey. Yeah, thank you, Gimet.
Yeah, thank you so much, Marketa. And this is really important. It's really, we're here to support you, to provide the structure and the guidance. And then you are here to put in the motivation and to really find the flame and the willingness to grow as a person. So it's really a two-way journey. And so we'll have little reports every time we meet where you can update how you've been doing. You can give yourself a self-evaluation. And the goal here isn't to have a good or a bad grade, but it's really to assess how you feel you've been doing and how you feel that you're growing in your commitment. And then at the end of the call, we'll see how we can refine your commitment, bring a bit more clarity, or maybe tweak some of your goals to help you progress in your journey. So this is all in one lovely Excel sheet. And just so that you know who your mentors are, those of you who are committing to developing their growth mindset will be accompanied by the wonderful Disha. Those of you who've chosen your professional growth will be with Marketa. Those of you who have chosen to focus on your cultural intelligence will be mentored by me. The leaders in the team will be with Gunjan, and then we have Jonas from the tech team who is going to help you with the digital intelligence. So we'll be reaching out to you individually, and we'll start doing mentoring sessions next week. And the Friday session next week will be really for you to speak up and to share with the group and the rest of the team how your commitment is going. And there'll be much more, the sessions from now on will be much more led by you and very interactive to really share how your journey's going. So that's it from me. If Gunjan or Marketa want to add any other clarifications about this, this is the time, and I'm sure you all have some questions about what this is going to look like for you. So please raise your hands, and we're going to answer all of your questions.
Kash, I saw you had your hand up, but before you ask question, we'll have to do a little intervention. So we have been optimistic that we will have, I would say, equal distribution of you among those capabilities. And since that has not happened, I will then have to share some of those who shown interest in professional you with Gunjan and Disha. Akshar and Gimet made it easiest because I know Akshar you chose cultural intelligence, so I'm very happy that that pair has been formed. But and also as for there was Anvesha, and there was one more, and Rishi. They were for digital intelligence, right? So I will have to Rishi and Anvesha. Anvesha left probably, but Rishi, I will connect you with Yonash, who you haven't met from our tech team. For that, and I will assist in those sessions. Debaroti, I would match you with Disha. She's an absolute star on LinkedIn, so she would definitely be a good mentor for you to start. I don't know, Debaroti, have you been active on LinkedIn? Have you already done any branding? have you already thought about the professional self? Have you already started anything, or is this going to be your first journey?
I just have an account only.
You have an account. Perfect. Then you are absolutely perfect match with Disha for that. And who is left for me then? Is it Akash or Basant? Akash, perfect. And Basant, which one did you choose? Which capability?
Professional you I chose.
Professional you. Okay, then Gunjan. Gunjan, you have to take Basant. Yeah,
Okay.
perfect. So I think now everyone has a pair. Is that right? Yeah. And whoever else comes later, we will decide who do we pair them with. But I'm happy. I hope I did not forget anybody. Uh, yeah. Do we have everyone? Rishi. Mhm.
Marketa, I think I've taken the notes, and Rishi wanted to work on leaders you as the priority. I think so, if I'm not
Yes,
wrong.
ma'am.
Yeah.
Rishi, we can speak. Look, I would combine. We can look. I also want you to understand that there are no strict boundaries in this, right? Like you're professional, your culture. Like we have to be all of this. The whole point is to be all those people, be one and all, right? It's not. It doesn't have a strict boundary. It will overlap. At the end, it is most important part is that you will find meaning in it, that you will see that wherever you've been when you started with us and when you started spending your time with us, our biggest goal is that after some amount of time you will be able to see, yeah, I can see something has changed in my life, something I got something out of this. I see that where I was an A and where I'm in B, there was something. So that is our goal. And however you choose to define it, however you choose to name it, that's not important, right? It's just that you can feel, okay, there is some difference. And that's where we're going. So as for you, Rishi, when I connect you with Jonas, sometime next week, Jonas, Jonas, he is right now doing some amazing, and it's a truly an leadership initiative in our company. He's going through the entire, it's a perfect combination of leader you and digital you. He's doing like an audit of all the departments: marketing, sales, IT, operations, and learning, so 5 departments. And he's basically coming up with he's doing how do you say discovery interviews with all employees of the respective environments, and he's thinking how could he optimize those operations using digital intelligence, meaning it can be also digital tools but not necessarily, meaning that he's basically asking what is your day to day and how can I help you, because he's somebody who worked in Japan in digital transformation. He was helping to digitize a company from pretty sort of old school way of doing things into more up to date. But digitizing does not necessarily mean that everything gets virtual. It just starts with your thinking. Like, are you doing some mundane tasks that can be done better? So that's a way of applying his skills as a digital expert into actually being a leader in the company and helping his colleagues to do their job better. So I would involve you in that project with him. So not only you would be mentored by him in whatever you personally trying to achieve, you could also participate with him on that project if you find it interesting. So yeah, so that's digital slash leader you. And yeah, so what I would like you to do is basically you have all contacts to each of us individually. So it would be important that you schedule a one-to-one call. So Akshar, you reach to Gimat, when is her time availability? Akash, you please connect with me. Disha, connect with Debarote. Rishi also with me, and I will connect you with Yonash, and Bashant with Gunjan. So schedule a one-to-one session. It doesn't need to be long, 20 minutes, 30 minutes maximum. And start by going through that Excel sheet, which you will, have a discussion about what could it be for you personally in the 3 months that you would say in 3 months, wow, I'm really successful. I really I done something. I'm really proud of it. And we will be there to help you achieve it. And so just that one meeting, just to go that. And during that meeting, what you should establish with your counterpart, with your mentor, it's how often you should be meeting. Usually when I'm meeting my mentees in my company, we do it every 2 weeks. It's possible that maybe you establish that every week. It's up to you. It's absolutely up to you what you two decide that makes most sense, because you want to hold yourself accountable, but at the same time you all are busy, etc. So there should be some sort of cadence, there should be some sort of regularity. So it can be every 10 days, whatever you two decide that will fit to your particular plan, your particular schedules, your particular goals. That's the right thing. So it's absolutely up to you and your counterparts to negotiate and agree on, but then commit to it. And so that you can really say, okay, I tried my best, I really gave it all. And then you will be able to see what worked for you, what didn't work for you, and again optimize that process and make it better, and create that habit for yourself of setting goals and achieving them, or failing them, but knowing why. That's the most important. Like, you can fail, but you need to know why, so that you can do it better next time. And these Friday calls, what they should remain, it's that on Friday we will gather and we will share with each other, how was this, what are our objectives, what are our plans, what are our activities. Just tell each other, what are you doing, how was it for you, have you met your counterpart, are there any issues, are you struggling, did you set the goal too difficult, or is it too easy, is it boring, is it helping, right? Like, we should basically be able to share some tips and, those goals with each other. And once we get onto this path, and once we are set on these regular sessions, no, next Friday we would tell each other about, how, whether we have filled up this Excel sheet, whether we have met with our counterpart, and what are the activities we can share where we got. And the weeks after that, after we have at least like few rounds of these, personal activities, personal goals, we would gather as a team, to maybe think of some sort of project that we could do together as a team. So I will keep you updated on that one. But I also want us to have an impact as a community, as a team. We've been working together, and I would like us to not just have some meaningful impact for ourselves, but also for others. So that is something that we will think about, which way to achieve it. As you know, when you were applying, you were coming with your business ideas, you were coming with your initiatives, so there could be something that we could also achieve as a team all together. Obviously, we also planning to do some event. We planning to meet together in person in Calcutta. There is something that, is that we could maybe run an event and, invite more people to share our accomplishments, our successes, our learnings. So we'll keep you updated on those as we go, but I don't want to like overwhelm you, and so it looks like there is million things to do, especially when you have a week before your exams. It must be super super stressful. So just understand that these activities, they are only meaningful if they are helping you. So it will be necessary that you meet with your counterpart, have that one-to-one, and share. You can also share, now it's too much for me, I just want to do maybe one simple thing. It's for you to manage it. It's honestly, you are in charge of your time. You are in charge of managing your success and accomplishment, and we are here to support you on that. So just communicate. Don't hesitate to communicate. You know that you will not be shut down. We welcome your input, your feedback, your thoughts. So yeah, so that's it. So thank you for listening. And if you have any questions, now is the time, as Gimet said 10 minutes ago. Rishi, go ahead.
Uh, Next week I won't be there because I have exams. After that week, I'm available.
Right. What if we will then aim for these scores for Friday? Or when is your last day of the exam, Rishi?
From 4th of July.
Oh, 4th
It's
of July.
Thursday.
So it's like a proper 2-week period. Right, right, right. So for the Friday call evening, like right now, that is still doable for you?
No, ma'am, I'm after next only 1 week I will be not there. Means next week.
So
Is
you're
that
saying
okay?
that you would prefer to take even the Friday evening off? That's what you're saying?
Only for that week.
Only this week, right.
Upcoming.
The 28th. How about the others?
Same here. Same here.
Because I have exam in 29th.
I don't have an exam post 28th. I have an exam directly on the 1st. So I'll be available on 28th for a Friday meet.
So 28, I'm just trying to figure out whether we can at least manage that one-to-one, Rishi, or so can you manage the one-to-one, Rishi? Too
Which day?
difficult. You tell me which day.
No.
Difficult. No, I feel you. I was horrible during my bachelor's. So I feel you. Okay. Hmm. Right. Look, Rishi, what I still want to do is keep these sessions regular so everybody knows we are here, right? So on Friday evening, we will be here irrespectively. So if you can join, if you can't, I understand. It will not be heavy, as I said. We will more discussing about whether we have came up with those activities, whether we have already had that Excel sheet done, which I understand will be difficult for you. So you just think about the date and just reach out to me when do you think would be the date for the one-to-one. So that, and because otherwise, Debaroti, next Friday evening, are you still available? Akash, Prashant?
No, I'm not.
Yes, I am available.
I have exams too.
Also bad. Akash?
Yes, I am available because on next Friday I don't have any exam.
Okay, okay, okay. Fine. So we can still catch up on Friday just to, keep it alive. But for the one-to-ones, you just have to reach out when it suits them, you know. So Akshar, you reach to Gimat based on your mutual availability. Debaroti, Disha, Gunjan, Bashant, Rishi, and Akash, you just reach out to me and we'll get it done when we get it done. Point taken. Exam period horrible. I sympathize. I sympathize. So we'll work around it, and then it just let's just not lose the cadence. It's important to sort of keep each other regularly. Keep in touch. Keep in touch. It's important because then we will lose the momentum, and it's important to keep it. Any other questions?
No, ma'am.
Akash has one question though.
Yes, yes. So my question is, you set a smart goal. We have to set a goal or like our ideas in the answer section.
That Excel, Akash, we would do together. So during that one-to-one session, you would share your screen and we would fill it up together. So it would be basically, let's say, you will define how your success looks like in the next 3 months. Let's say, for whatever reason, you want to have a job in 3 months, right? So what you could do as an activity is that you say that for the next 3 months, every week, I will send an application for a job in this particular area. For example, so you're very specifically writing what your goal is. You're making it very specific. You're saying you're applying for a particular job. You're making it measurable. Let's say you will send 2 applications every day, for example, so you can actually measure that it has been done. You make it attainable, that it's like something, it's not that you saying you're gonna do 200 applications, right? You're just saying two or some reasonable number, right? Then you need to make it realistic, I believe, and time bound. So it needs to have some deadline, right? So that's just that. Just be very specific about the goal, because if you just say I will apply for a job, that is not specific enough. That is very generic. So that's why you're using that SMART as a sort of guideline to make it more concrete, more specific. Does it make sense?
Yes, yes. And in the first section, choose an activity. So I have to choose one, my business idea. Is it possible?
Could be. Absolutely. Could be. But we will have to specify it more, right? Because it's very broad, right? So let's leave it to that one-to-one. So once you speak with me, we will look at that Excel sheet and we will try to fill it up together. Or maybe you will already fill it up and you will just say, okay, is this okay? Should we narrow it down? Is it too big? Is it too small? Is it really achievable in 3 months, right? Or should we just achieve some part of it? Should we just make a, like, let's say in 3 months you will raise the money for the business. So what is it that you need to create an investor pitch deck, for example, right? And should you create an investor pitch deck by, should you use ChatGPT for it? Should it be a PPT? Should it be, you do you want to use Canva for it? Do you need some feedback from some investors or other people who have done it before, etc., etc., right? So we'll speak very specifically about those goals and activities. Cool. Any other
Okay.
questions? Bashant, how does it sound? Looking forward to work with Gunjan. She's great. She's strict though.
Yeah, it sounds good. I will have I can learn more.
Yeah, your Gunjan is brilliant. I I also committed to her, and now I was lucky because now I'm being taken over by Gimet, so I kind of had a escape. So so now Bashant, you're with Gunjan. So good luck.
I don't want, but don't get scared. I mean, we will work it out, and I will not be too strict. I promise you. On that note, we will start it like very positive, and whatever you want to achieve, we will try to do it like 100%. So yeah, looking forward to having those calls with you. Um, okay, I'm just looking at the time now. And then we always have this exciting part, leaders board. Quickly, guys, I can see everyone is now giving a bit of smile. Whose vote goes to who? Who's going to be the leaders first in the leaders board today? Come on, give your votes. Rishi, I'll start with you. Who do you think gonna be at the top today?
Uh, After hearing you last session, I will vote myself.
Okay. Okay,
Hmm?
one word goes to Rishi. How about Akshar? Come on, go on. One name.
My vote would go to Debaruti.
Okay, one word to the Bharati, one to Rishi. Akash, what do you think?
Myself.
Okay, so Akash, Rishi, the Bharati. Basant, who do you think gonna be the top today?
Uh, I think I am. Hello,
Okay, okay,
am I
Basant, so you're
audible,
give.
ma'am?
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah, myself. Yeah,
Uh,
thank you.
I remember when we started this for the first time, everyone was giving their vote to others, and then I mentioned that guys, you can give your vote to yourself as well. And today, everyone is doing that. So, okay, that's one sort of influence thing that you guys did. All right. So now over to Disha. Disha, I am sharing screen for you because I know you are facing some technical issue. But then you tell why this person is at the top this week. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen. You guys see who's there, and then Disha will say the reason. Ta-da! All right, so we have Devorati. And why Devorati? Disha, come on, go on.
Because Debarati is always active and she is always open minded and she is always completing her activities. So whenever I text her, she always replies me back. So that's how I think Debarati, you are a deserving candidate for it. So congratulations. Thank
And
you.
Disha, you didn't mention you were also telling me because you checked her personal folders, all the activities she has done, and then you liked
Yes,
some points. Yeah.
she's dedicated to the activities as well. Like she is doing her activities on time, and she's always like her C4F profile. She has completed everything. So that's how I feel the Bharati is a deserving candidate for it.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, so this sort of thing, the leaders board gonna be more smart as per the goals we were talking about, specific, measurable, because now you will be going in one-to-one coaching, and then we will be again coming on Friday call. We will be talking about who has done what. So there, this leaderboard will be making more sense because it's like somebody has not even tried talking to their mentors or the other. For example, the Bharati must have done like the first call, second call. She has already done whatever the goal she's achieving, like one activity, two activity, or whatsoever. So this is going to make more sense. Keep your fingers crossed. I am not expecting a lot next week, but at least we will see like who has contacted their mentors, at least had first call, or at least started with the activity. So yeah, it is going to say, make more sense next week. So all the best to you guys. I know your exams are there. So all the best for that as well. Now I'm gonna take the photo as usual. Rishi, come on, do this thing, because if you will not do this, then how would I take the photo? So yes, be ready. And Akshar, you always do this, so please go with your pose. Yeah. All right. So now I'm gonna take the screenshot. See how I started knowing you well. I know who's gonna do what at what time. Okay, I'll take that. I'll take one more as usual, just for the safer side. Okay, I got the photo. If you do not have any questions, anything, you know what you have to do for the next week. So please do that. I know in India it is too hot, so drink enough water. Prepare for your exams well, and see you next week. Thank you.
Thank you. All the best. See you
Thank you,
again.
ma'am.
Bye.
Bye bye. Good night.
Bye bye.